What's up guys, welcome back to 5W Tech. We're back here with another kitchen series build. Today I'm finally building my new computer, my 7800X3D with my 4080. I'm pretty excited for this build. I've got all the parts I need and... Who's this guy?
Want some tea?
God. No, not the... No. All right guys, so the parts list is a good one. These are good quality parts. I really did the research to find out what's going to be best. Obviously the GPU, the 4080 that I have here is already, or was already in my existing build, and I've had to take it out because the 9900K was just not cutting it anymore. So we'll move this out of the way, we'll get straight to it. So first thing first, this is the motherboard I decided to go with. It is a MSI board. This is a mini ITX board, and I chose it because the price was good and specs were good, and MSI generally makes good motherboards.
It's AM5, guys.
AM5, you got it. And it does support, with the driver BIOS update, it does support the new CPUs, of course. Moving along, really exciting, I went with the Noctua paste. This is the higher platform stuff, and that's what I'm going to be using. Exciting. NHL12S, low profile cooler, and this is going to be very important. It's a key player, generally because I'm going with a small form factor case. We're going to get to that in just a moment. Memory, this is controversial because the guy behind the camera is going to not like this.
You needed CL30, but didn't listen.
CL32 is going to cut it. 32 gigs of DDR5, 6000 memory. This is going to be more than enough for gaming, video editing, whatever I need to do. Power supply, I went with an SFX L, so this is a bit longer than your normal SFX, 1000 watts. Next up is storage. Of course, went with a Corsair, 2 terabytes. They're compatible with PlayStation, PC, and I think this was a good buy. This was on sale. Can't remember about how much. I'll post a link down below with pricing. But specs-wise, it's fast. Lots of room, games, it's gonna be good. Next up, you know it. 7800X3D, baby. 8 core, 16 threads.
Lots of Vcache.
Lots of Vcache, because cache is king. And finally, the Fractal Ridge. Whew, this is gonna be a tough one. So yeah, this is gonna be a small form factor build, and I'm excited. This is gonna be a tough build. This isn't gonna be a regular pop-in PC build. I've ended up getting a console peasant here to maybe come help with the build.
What is this?
This is what runs everything.
What does it do?
It's the graphics card, guys.
This is the graphics card. This is the GPU.
In peasant terms.
In peasant terms, it makes things go fast.
Interesting.
All right, guys, so I took the case out. Now I'm starting to work on stripping it down. And basically, these 140 millimeter fans that are in here by default, they gotta come out. There's no room for this whatsoever with the 4080, so out they come.
Why is it so small?
Because it's a small form factor, so that I can have console size, but PC power.
Well explained.
All right, guys, so now we start with the meat and potatoes. And first thing first is we're gonna start setting up our motherboard.
A mini.
Man, that's small.
So it's
We
got
have
the
in the
mini.
back.
Is that the
Ooh.
cooler for the? So that's the cooler for the M.2.
That's the cooler for the M.2, yes, which we'll have to take that apart. This is where we start installing everything. So first thing first, let's put what we need to put in. Hopefully this fits. We're gonna be putting in the storage. All right guys, so a little roadblock already. Ran into a little challenge here with the stock cooler. So yes, this was here and this would normally go on top of your M.2 drive, but because I decided to go with a more beefy style drive, rather than separating this apart, wiping all the goo off just to put this back on, I decided to just remove this completely and use the passive cooling that's gonna be on here. So now there's something we need to do with this, and that is flashing the motherboard using the actual flash option button that you have here with this motherboard. So what's cool about that is you can just download the ROM file and basically put it into a USB stick, plug in the USB stick, run your power from your motherboard and power supply directly into this, push the button and it'll flash, and that's it. No CPU required. All right, so now we're just installing the RAM. It's actually not even necessary. You don't need to have anything in here, no CPU, no RAM, no nothing, but just because of how everything is happening here, it's gonna just be hard to install things inside. So I'm gonna try and get as much as I can onto the motherboard so that I can install it in here. And the last thing will be putting the CPU on. All right, so we're just putting in the last RAM stick. This is pretty cool. This is so weird working on something so small. It's still a PC. Everything is the same. It just looks so compact. And the sad part is it's all gonna go inside this case with a cover on it and nothing will show. So no RGB lighting, low profile memory, just to get clearance and everything in here. Not gonna run into any issues. There's no point having RGB or massive coolers on here because who's gonna see it? Okay, so CPU time. We've got the AM4, technically AM4, but also compatible AM5 bracket mounted on here. So here we go. We're opening her up now. Where's your steak knife?
I had many steaks with this knife.
This is gonna be a mistake, that's for sure. All right, so we're getting this guy open here. All right, here we go.
Look at this beast. Fastest gaming CD.
Look at that. Look at that beauty. All right, where is, okay, so our trusty
diamond
is on that end. Going to pop it in and
yeah,
lock and load.
lock and load. There you go.
There she blows. So our bracket, we'll give it a last tight. Oh, that one was loose. And we've got the stock bracket on the back. And now it's paste time. All right, now we're putting this on. Oh, this is really hard. This cooler is really not an easy cooler to deal with. Oh my God. No, do small form factor so more people can learn. All about learning.
It's good, it's good.
It's good, it's good.
$2,000 years later.
All right.
Hours later.
So this was another disaster build, just like my Node 202 build. Everything got researched. Everything was supposed to fit. Everything was supposed to go in smooth. Everyone else that did the build seemed to have gotten everything in, but probably had left out every other issue they had with everything. Routing the cables, the GPU being just a little bit too big to fit in, the basic fitment of the compatible cooler, the problem with the SFX being just a little bit too big, causing issues, and of course, look at that. You can't put that in. Same thing with my Node 202 build. I don't know how other people got around this. I guess this cooler isn't compatible, but supposed to be compatible. Well, with all that being said, it's still together, it's still fit. We will boot it up later and install Windows and start gaming on it, and then I'll give you guys some information with the thermals, and that's it, guys. The build is done. It is heavy, so we'll see how thermals go. We'll see if I'll keep this build. We'll see how things go.
Looks like it was a good build. You know, we could have done it in 4 hours. Play 4 hours of PlayStation 5.
PlayStation